the third set. Palo Alto had led this set and kept getting away. Coopy, and the block by Williams. 25-21, excuse me, 25-22.
Yeah, Williams has been playing so well, timed that block just perfectly. Coming out of the back row, when you have a hitter out of the back row, it's very difficult to block it because the ball has to move about 4 to 5 feet before it contacts your arm. So great timing by Ashley Williams. Big turnaround going on right now for Marymount.
Oh, you can feel it in the room. The crowd's resetting now, too, because now they know it's a match. Marymount finally broke through, and they're still not playing their best volleyball. And now Palo Alto is starting to look at each other like, well, I thought we were going to sweep that. The first two came so easy, and then we were ahead in the third. Well, why don't you go call La Costa Canyon and ask them how that turned out? They were up 2-0 and lost. Now you got to stay focused. You got to stay. You cannot let up. That's the great thing about volleyball. You know, in football, you're up by 30 points. You run the ball. You keep the clock running. It's just not enough time. But this is a game without a clock. So if you can continue to side out, you continue to win points. This game turns quickly. Back set. There's the freshman.
A little ricochet there off the speaker on the ceiling, but Marymount cannot handle it and get it over the net. Anything goes. It can hit in those rafters, the scoreboard.
It's a pretty low roof here.
Still
I will tell
live.
you that. Yeah, it's a little bit higher than a high school gym, but you know, it's an NAIA school, so the scoreboard hanging right over midcourt. Yazzie was out for a while. She's back in, number 7 for Marymount. And there's Caroline Martin, who's been ever present.
Yes, she has. She's always in the right spot. She gets up, hits that ball so crisply and cleanly to the open area. Little celebration, and then she's back to business.
Just a cagey kid. Got to be a favorite of the coach. You know, you love those players that just convert things and are so consistent. Blocked and covered by Williams. Well played. Moy McLaren, and then all the way across to Yazzie. On Martin. See, we're talking her up for the Heisman. And her first error of the night.
Yeah.
Our bad. That's on us.
Yep. We haven't seen her make a shot like that. Everything has been very crisp.
That's her mulligan.
Yeah, we'll give it to her. She'll be right back.
Carrie Klein trying to nurse her team back into this one. They were down 2-0. They just won the third. They win this one, then it's just 15 points.
Wagenbach just cannot control that ball. Too much power coming out to her left side. She was in the right spot, though.
Moy McLaren right between the block. Coopy out of the back row. Edwards denied, covered nicely. That was well played by Christine Irvin to keep it alive for Marymount. Confusion, Coopy, it goes off the hands of Edwards. Edwards was the only one at the net.
How will Palo Alto respond? It's a nice set by Melanie Wade in the backcourt, showing her all-around skills there. Pass the ball well, set the ball well, and then her hitting and blocking goes without saying.
Back set to Yazzie. Yasmin Bidat Ghani. 6'3" freshman. I don't know that we saw her at all in sets 2 or 3. Did she come in for rotation?
She was really quiet.
Back set on the run to Wade. Well read and defensed, and again, it was Irvin. And Irvin is giving them a spark out of the back row. The libero were in the 50.
Absolutely, she gets it done each and every time. She makes great defensive plays. She anticipates where to be, and then that opens up for her teammate, Manon.
Shepard, well measured on that set.
Lauren up there big on the block, blocking Becky Raffle on the left side. Haven't seen a lot of Becky Raffle. She's a strong, solid hitter, though, on that left side.
Shepard again just clears the net. Wade tips into the open space.
That's difficult as a defender. You're sitting on your heels. You're ready for that big hit to come right at you from Melanie Wade, and then she does a nice little off speed.
19 kills for Melanie Wade. Miss hit, ace.
That serve had a lot of juice on it. Coming over, flat serve. It's a float serve, so it's moving a lot. There's not a lot of top spin on it. That allows the ball to move back and forth. Look at that.
Another good serve. Moy McLaren off the hands of Kimmy Whitson, who comes back to set it. Koopy gets turned back by Edwards, and Edwards recreates the block for her teammates on the celebration.
Katie Edwards has gone a little bit quiet as well, but not right there. She gets outside as the middle blocker, gets her arms over the net with a nice stuff block.
I think maybe her teammates have gone away from her. That's why. There she is trying to poach a point right there at the net. Maybe caused a problem.
Yeah, sometimes that intimidation, even if you don't go over and block the ball, if you pretend as if you are, you can have that setter flinch for just a half second and throw it off.
6-6 in the fourth. Koopy, tight set there from Whitson. It's 7-6 Marymount.
Yeah, Koopy wasn't too happy about that ball being set so close. And as an attacker, there's nothing you can do. Just try to save it some way.
Blocked again by Edwards. And Lauren was there as well. Slide. Carries across. Manon. Moy McLaren back row. Covered. Irvin came up to get it. And they're going to call her for going. She go under the net?
Wow, just her fingertips went under the net, and that is an under violation. She couldn't stop her momentum. No part of your fingers can go under on the other side of the net, under that line. And that's what the call was. Unfortunate on such a great play.
Yeah, she came a long way from the back corner all the way to the net. Joust, Koopy and Lauren. Edwards left it short. Tough one there. She's standing still and has to jump and hit that ball.
Yeah, it's very difficult if you don't have an approach. As an attacker, you want to get that two-step or a four-step approach so you can get that momentum and turn it up into the air vertically.
Alto, I was just about to say, comes back to take the lead, and another service error. You know, it might end up being a great final, but it's not going to be a classic final because of all the errors. It hasn't been a clean match, not to this point anyway. Going and getting, that was a great effort. Becca Raffle reaching over the scorer's table to keep it in play. Pushed across on three. Koopy to the back corner is Doug. And Knowles couldn't keep it alive. Marymount 9-8.
Great dig in the backcourt by Victoria Shepard. That sets up Manon for the outside hit, which she blasts cross court. 12
kills now for Manon.
There's Manon catching the defender nice and high.
Quick set, Koenig. I haven't seen that wrinkle all night. Koenig down the middle on the quick.
Got a lot of weapons on Palo Alto's team. We haven't seen Koenig coming out of that middle, but she does it effectively right there, connecting with the center.
Unblocked. Nobody followed her to the net. Been trading points. Moy McLaren dug by Wade. Koopy, back corner. And Koopy is dug by Irvin. Manon covered by Moy McLaren. Back to Manon. Christine Martin, who else?
Martin's everywhere. Whether she's on the left side or the right side, she's equally as effective. this time going off the block of Manon.
That was one of the better rallies of the match on both sides of the net. Big wide set, the run for Manon wasn't exactly where she wanted it. Kupi off the block, point for Palo Alto, and now they go in front 11-9.
We talked about Kupi being able, or Manon being able to tool the block. Kupi does the same exact thing for Palo Alto, and she does it very effectively.
4-set, Palo Alto leading 2-1 in sets, 11-9 here in the fourth. Wade, and Irvin comes in again. Irvin all of a sudden has become a big presence. Double hit again on Palo Alto.
Yeah, that was interesting. Melanie Wade came in and kind of shoved the setter and threw that ball off a little bit, then apologized after.
Almost another service error there for Marymount, but it climbs across. Irvin comes up on the bump set. How unorthodox is that? You have your libero coming all the way from the back row to bump set for your freshman Yazzie, and it converts for a point. We're level at 11. Manon, right between the block. They didn't close the door. It was more like a portal. It was so tight, she just filled it.
She step closes so fast. That last two steps, the step close, are lightning fast. It doesn't allow the blocker time to get up and block.
A quick serve by Marymount, but it backfires on them. They tried to catch Paly sleeping. They got the all-clear sign, and so they served quickly. 20 kills officially now for Melanie Wade. Overpass, 21 for Melanie Wade.
Yeah, you cannot pass the ball that close to the net with Melanie Wade up there. She's going to make you pay each and every time.
13-12 Palo Alto. They need 12 points for a state championship. Boy McLaren. Oh, and a big dig by Shelby Knowles. Into the block, covered nicely by Whitson. Cross-court back set, double contact, and everybody knew it. And that's just getting a little too cute. Big, loopy cross-court back set.
Yeah, she just kind of nonchalantly went in there, didn't come out clean. She knew she threw the ball immediately. Now it's about getting right back up.
They went right after her. Irvin. Williams off the hands, point. Marymount goes from down 13-12 to up 14-13.
Right now you can see Marymount playing with a bit more of a sense of urgency.
Yes.
Palo Alto kind of on cruise control. They have to turn it around if they want to seal this thing up here in 4. And if I'm Palo Alto, I do not want to go to a 5th set. Seen that story before.
The D2 final, Costa Canyon, 2 sets up and losing in 5 to Presentation from San Jose. Kept alive. Yazzie, slam dunk.
That was a cagey move by the freshman Yazzie because she had to wait. If she would have went a little earlier, she could have been called for over. She waited for that ball to break the plane, and then she puts it down. If you're an inexperienced player, you might go over too quickly and get an overcall. She waits, has patience, and then executes.
Yazzie has 4 kills in the match. 3 of those have come in this set, and another service error by Marymount. Well, it's got to be, close to 25 combined service errors in this match between the two clubs. Justin Musado's around 18 or 19. See if we can get a total for you. Edwards.
Kitty Edwards. She's been effective all night long. I'd go to her a little more often if I was Lauren, the setter.
16-15. Whitson.
Yeah, she wasn't messing around there. We've seen her dump a couple of balls into the bottom of the net. That time she attacks it with that nice left hand. No answer from Marymount.
She could tell there was no block. She was left alone, and then the pass carried her right to the tape. Overpass. Got to take it over, and that is just...
That can't happen. You get a free ball because of an effective serve, and then you have to make Marymount pay for that.
Well, they lost their advantage on the point quickly because no one claimed the ball when it was coming over. Then they couldn't make up their mind who was going to bump it. Koopy, tooling the block game.
She hits right in that high seam, right at the middle blocker's right hand, and tools it out of bounds.
That's 13 kills now for Koopy. 20 for Wade, 13 for Koopy, 9 for Martin. That's on the Palo Alto side of the ledger. And a service error.
So many service errors happening. It seemed like if one of these teams just decides to keep the ball in play, they'd be in a lot better shape.
Woodson had to run underneath that set to Koopy and a block. Lauren was there. Service errors at this point in the match. Marymount has 13, Palo Alto has 9. Whitson to Koenig. She tried to tip it wide. Get away from the block. Timeout, Palo Alto. 20-17. Marymount. They're 5 points from evening this match at 2 sets apiece.
I don't know. This is kind of looking like the Division II championships, almost running back a replay of that up 2 sets and then losing 3 straight. But not just yet, but Marymount definitely in the driver's seat right now to push this thing to a 5th set.
And remember that coming into this, Palo Alto hadn't dropped a game in the playoffs. And in fact, they'd only played 2 matches where everyone else had played 3. And that's because they got a bye in the first round because their opponent would have come out of Oakland. But the Oakland champ Balboa is a Division III team. So they're left without an opponent, so they got a bye, and then they rolled 3-0 over San Ramon Valley and Menlo Atherton. And weren't even tested, showed up at the state finals, tan, rested, and ready.
Yeah, we were
in the first 2 sets, and now it's all turned on them.
Yeah, we were wondering how they would respond to some adversity because they have just sailed through it, like you said. Hadn't even dropped a set, where it's been more of a struggle for Marymount.
Whitson outside to Koopy. Got to cover her own block. Lauren to Manon. That's twin to twin.
That must be nice. They say it's really great to be able to play on the same team, to compete together. They were going to go to Santa Clara together, but they decided not to and head their separate ways. But a quick arm by Manon. No matter where the set is, she can put it away.
Koopy. And Koopy had a grimace on her face. She wanted to finish that point. Manon outside, and it's outside the antenna.
That's a big point right there for Palo Alto.
Almost kept alive. Great decision there by Lauren. Lauren Greskovich-Fuller now goes to the service line. 22-18, Marymount, 3 points for making it 2 sets all. Palo Alto out of system. Chance here for Marymount. Manon. Koopy, cross court, and Doug. Overpass, and Koopy converts it. It'll be 19 serving 22. Do we have to talk about service errors at this point in this set? It's critical. You've got to keep this ball in play.
There's been a lot of service errors, you're right. Now it's time to keep it in, give yourself a shot.
And there's Wade.
That's exactly what Palo Alto does. Keep that ball in right now. Give yourself an opportunity, because if you miss that serve, you know you're in a lot of trouble. I like that timeout right there. Slow things down. This one definitely going to come down to the wire.
So look at Melanie Wade's 22nd kill of the night. And one of the more, that was one of the easiest ones she's had all night.
Right, nobody up.
She's even laughing about it, yeah.
Yeah, not only you talked about this Palo Alto team not really being tested through the playoffs, this Marymount team has played together so often. I mentioned it before, but Lanty Moy McLaren, Lauren and Manon Greskovich-Fuller, as well as Christine Irvin, they have never been on a different team since they were 8 years old. They have been on the same team, club team. You know, in the winter when they play club, and in the summertime, it's always on the same team, so they know each other's moves. And they told me the other day, it's just a weird, uncanny feeling. You just know what the other person's doing, and that can translate out here, especially when you're groveling in a state final.
Yazzie, the freshman. That's 5 kills for her in the match. And 4 of them have come in this set. The freshman in the state final.
And we haven't seen her on the left side very often. Usually she's hitting on the right side, it seems, but there she hits up nice, reaches high. 6'3" freshman.
23 serving 20. Bombed. The Marymount folks loved it. Koopy blocked by Williams. 1-on-1. And at the top of the stands, even her uncle, Garrett Anderson, showing some emotion. The place going crazy. And almost closing it out there. Set point. Williams trying to finish it. Dug out of the net by Whitson, well played. Here's their chance. Marymount to even the match. The Division III went to 5. The Division II went to 5, and now the Division I California State Championship will be decided in 5 sets. Palo Alto won the first 2. Marymount scratches back. First one to 15.